Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over three things. One, if you guys follow like how to do a dump truck series, this one's going to be on how to make an extra $800 to $1,200 in a weekend. So I'm going to show you guys a couple tricks on that. It does require some extra equipment other than a dump truck, so we're going to be doing that. Second, my GMC. Sad day. Check engine light came on yesterday. And I kid you not, guys, within 20 seconds of that light going on, I got an email from GMC saying your truck has transmission issues. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that. And then number three, my dump truck, the one I drive around, started doing weird stuff this week. It starts to do this weird thing where it sends fuel to the wrong tank and one tank empties faster than the other, and it doesn't quite work how it's supposed to. And I've come to figure out that when it starts doing this, you guys got to change the fuel filter. So we're going ahead and do that. So on the fuel return, the fuel that doesn't get used, it gets pumped back into the tanks. It has like a path of least resistance system. So if one tank's got more fuel in it than the other one, it's obviously going to be easier to pump into the tank that's lower. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, but when your fuel filters start to get clogged, it starts doing weird things. So I went ahead and replaced the fuel filters on that. And maintenance on those trucks is key, guys. So those are going to be the three things that we talk about today. And let's go ahead and jump into this. So today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on number one, El Raton. It needs some new fuel filters. So on these trucks, if they ever start to like kind of run funny, they'll still run great, but what you'll notice is that the fuel starts to go back into the tanks differently. Now these have like a path of least resistance fuel return. It's kind of a weird design. And so basically what happens is the fuel that doesn't get used gets pumped back into the tanks, and it'll go into whatever tank has the least resistance. So if like this tank has more diesel in it, then it'll return into the other tank, the one that's on the other side. And for some reason, when the fuels start to get old, dirty, clogged, it doesn't work correctly. I don't know why. Not sure the reasoning behind it, but it does it on my trucks every single time. So I'm pretty religious on changing the filters, but sometimes you just get a bad batch of fuel or it clogs up the filters pretty quick. And so this truck, it just instantly, I don't know where, started doing it like this. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and change the filters on this. So they make it super easy to do on this truck. You got a canister filter there and the element filter here. You just take them off, switch them out, done. Now if you buy like the Cummins filters, the Fleet Guards, they come with replacement O-rings. And so just replacement's not hard. I already put the new one on here. And there's one that goes up top here, this little guy. All right, now I'm kind of ashamed that my filter looks like that. This is what they're supposed to look like. But it's really not that hard for a filter to look like that almost instantly. If you guys are on a job site for some reason, and like let's say someone's got a transfer tank, and for some reason that's just the way it is, you got to put some fuel in your truck and they're pumping out dirty fuel, a filter can look like that super fast. So anyhow, I'm going to go and switch it out with a nice new pretty filter. You guys want to see something really gross? Look at all that nasty stuff down there. Ugh. Alright, well that's a little bit better. I just kind of vacuumed it out. Got a little bit cleaner. Go ahead and put the filter back on. Alright, now with these, you're supposed to pre-fill them with this little cap in place. What that does is it allows the canister to fill up, because these are kind of self-priming, but if you can get them closer to being primed before you hook it up, it'll just go better. Alright, so I got the both new filters on. Then you just kind of, you cycle the key, let it do its thing. Here it comes. All right, then we'll go ahead and start it. All right, so it can do that. We'll let it run through its cycle again. All right, start number 2. And then just real quick, check for any leaks. We're looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. Well, I'll let it run for a little bit. But now we're gonna jump into the bulk of what today's video is about. Gotta get this guy unloaded because we're gonna go wash it, and hopefully it's going out on a job site either next week or the week after that to go do lots of digging. This is what happens when you get old. Lazy. Alright, so now that I got the excavator unloaded, I'm going to tell you guys how I used, which one was it? It was a 259 this weekend because it was pretty muddy out here and I need something with tracks. I'm going to show you guys how I used that to make a couple extra $100 this weekend. And here it is. So, the magical dirt screen. Alright, and I'm just going to talk about my little Grizzly real quick. I made this, gosh, probably 3 years ago now. And even if I had like paid money to buy one of these, it would have more than paid for itself. These things are lifesavers. If you guys get a dump truck, I highly recommend getting like either a compact track loader, skid steer, or something to where you can make good scenarios out of bad scenarios. Now what happened was this week I had a bunch of dirt brought in. A lot of it was mediocre dirt, kind of looked like that. Had a lot of big rocks in it. And my battery's about to die. And so you screen it out. You make a usable product out of it. And, you know, does it help pay the bills? Yeah. Are you going to get rich off of it? No. But when you got weather like this, it's kind of hard to tell. But it's been raining here all weekend, and it's supposed to be raining all week next week. Every little bit that you can get in the cold months is super beneficial. So heck yeah, it helps, because otherwise I just would have been sitting around, not trucking, not doing any work. And now because of this, that actually ended up being a decent weekend because I took out the excavator for rental too. But that's why these dirt screens are my favorite, guys. I love them because they can make a bad scenario into a good one. So anyhow, if you guys are getting into trucking, I highly recommend having a little area where you guys can work, where you can take loads that aren't so good, screen them out, turn them into something usable, save people money. People love to save money. And if you can put a couple of Benjamins in your pocket at the same time, it's a win-win for everybody. So if you guys can, dirt screen, compact track loader, skid steer. Now you guys don't need to go out and buy one. Let's say you get a decent stockpile going and you just spend all weekend working on it, cleaning it out, making it actually into usable material. You know, get like 6 or 7 truckloads stockpiled. You know, then it's worth it to go rent it for the weekend. So anyhow, that's my little input on the dirt screen. So I'm going to show you guys me screening some rock today. I took 2 loads out of this weekend. And so it ended up being a little weekend. I had a rental and 2 deliveries of rock. The dreaded check engine light came on. Ugh. And then shortly thereafter, I got an email from GMC saying, your truck has a transmission issue. Please get it into the shop right away. So last night when I was coming home, I had a trailer behind me, but it was empty, so it wasn't very heavy. I was coming up the hill to my place, and it started kind of like doing this weird sputter. So that's kind of why I thought it was a fuel filter, that it wasn't getting enough fuel or something. So anyhow, I changed that out. And then it just got worse. So I'm going to try and show you guys what it does right now. You're not going to really be able to tell in the video, but basically, when you get on the throttle, it has like these minor little sputters where it'll be like, so obviously it didn't do it right now, but that's what it's doing. So I got to schedule an appointment, get this thing in the shop because I need this truck. This is what I make all my deliveries with. Well, seeing as my plans got changed up a little bit for the day, I'm going to go ahead and work on this she-devil again. I'm going to try and get it to fire up from inside the cab, now that I kind of know what's going on. I got a little electrical box that I'm gonna mount inside the engine compartment. I'm trying to tuck all the wires nice and hook up that new starter solenoid, and hopefully we'll be in business. So I figured out that this is like the tunnel of doom right here, and it's impossible, well, almost impossible. I did get some wires to go through it, which is this guy right here. So I'm gonna mount a little box inside the compartment right here, so I can have like a nice little terminal splice point in there. All right, so I just gotta find a place to put this box. This is actually a trailer connection box. It's got like, I think there's 7 terminals that you can put stuff on, but this will work great. We'll hide it somewhere in here, run some wires to it, make it look nice and clean. All right, so we're making some progress. Got some wires there, got some wires hooked up. I can now, let's see if I can do this. Turn the key. Needs a little bit of juice. Maybe it needs a lot of juice. Yeah! We're getting there. Nice. And what's going on here? Well, I know why the inside of this machine was so greasy now. Add it to the list. Alright, so you see that part with the little clamp on it? Right there. So if you look back here, it's missing one. And it was on there, but it's super brittle. So this is part of that little piece. It just crumbles. And it's not supposed to do that. So it was leaking diesel everywhere. So I do have 2 replacement ones of these. We're gonna go ahead and throw them on. So I know it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but this little piece right here, this is the guy that we changed. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up and see if it's still leaking. Alright, well I'm glad I checked it out because there's still one leaking. Not as bad as the other one was. The other one was just like brittle. It was gushing out and giving me all sorts of problems. It's leaking all over the place. But I'm gonna go ahead and change this guy up too. Alright, well I just keep coming up with problem after problem. This bracket right here, this is the alternator pulley tension bracket, whatever you want to call it. You can tell it's already been redneck engineered once, but what happened, let me get some light on this. Alright, so let me see, where are we at? This guy, oh come on. This guy, right? Okay, so this guy right here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little nub sticking out right there. That's where it connected, the bolt broke off. So now I got to figure out some sort of custom bracket because this fan was banging on the alternator. We all know that's not good. I got a lot done on it today. I can start it from inside the cab now, which is nice. But, oh, I did fix the fuel leak too. So I got 2 things done. And then this happened. And really, it's cold, it's raining. I'm going to be done. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and put the screws to this video. As always, I appreciate you guys for taking time to watch. If you could do me a huge solid, like, subscribe, share with your amigos, hit that notification button. And if you guys can see that stuff over there, it's probably what one of my next videos is going to be about. And I'm going to keep on showing you guys how to make bad scenarios into good ones. And all these little tricks really help out when the weather starts to get like this. Video doesn't do it much justice, but it rained yesterday, rained today a little bit. It's supposed to rain a bunch tonight, all next week, and pretty much trucking is going to be a big fat 0 this week. So anything you guys can do to help bring in a little bit of extra money in the cold and rainy months, it always helps. So are these little weekends going to make you rich? No, but will it help keep things going? Yeah. So, as always, I'll see you guys next time.